extent of this is that we're looking broader. We have to solve the problem of healthcare worker shortage in some of the areas, and there are some areas where we're critically short, and that is going to have to involve recruitment of labor externally. So you may recall that we had the last numbers we had prior to the recall was about 278, I believe. Of that number, about 42, to be exact, about over 40 decided not to return and were given individual contracts and are working in the system now. Beyond that, all were offered a letter to say if they are interested, we'll be willing to re-engage based on their own interests, but on the basis of individual contracts. And some have expressed an interest in so doing, even though they have returned. So yes, there's an open invitation, which we have sent for the record, and we have received some information that some are interested. And if they come, then we would be prepared to engage them. Yes, some of them that are here on work permits, having been here for a period of time, have expressed their interest to have permanent status, which is allowable under the law once you live here for a particular period of time. And there are some that have been here 5 years or even more in some cases. So we would certainly treat with that based on those that have applied and expressed an interest. So yes. Beyond that though, I think it's important to note that our HR mandate has extended beyond just a kind of, just Cuba. Yesterday, the foreign minister for India was here, state visit. We signed an MOU with India officially, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Foreign Minister, to, among other things, collaborate on HR. So it's a function, it's going to include the possibility of rotation of clinical personnel coming here, for those that are short. It also involves exchanges and training. So I do hold out a lot of hopes for that. Last week, Apollo Health System was here. They came and met with me, again in keeping with the mandate that we had announced. And we are now discussing an agreement with them. They are a private health system in India with connections throughout the world, and we intend to utilize them for a few things, including helping us to the possibility of helping us to ramp up the hospitals where we opened in Western Jamaica and possibly in Cornwall. We also have an MOU with Ghana, and there's a possibility that I might visit Ghana. I'm supposed to go to WHO meetings in a few weeks, and I might go to Ghana. Minister of Foreign Affairs will be there to consolidate that arrangement, and there's some conversation taking place with Nigeria. So the extent of this is that we're looking broader. We have to solve the problem of healthcare worker shortage in some of the areas, and there are some areas where we're critically short, and that is going to have to involve recruitment of labor externally. And the cabinet had given us the go-ahead for this, including the setting up of a recruitment unit within the Ministry of Health and Wellness. So we're pursuing it.
Back to the Cuban healthcare program, Minister, it just seems to be the gold standard with the 40-something workers who probably are engaging with them now. Mm-hmm. How does this impact the existing Cuban healthcare program that we had? And I know you held a press conference to that persons who had appointments or so, they would be sent to some privatized institution or something like that. What are they would be seeking? I don't know if it's imaging privately or something like that.
Okay, got you.
What is the extent of that and just the program in general? Right.
So, so what we did, we said we would invite those who want to stay and they would go on private contract. The previous arrangement doesn't exist anymore because it expired. So it's null and void. There's no conversation around that. So it doesn't exist. So all the agreements we have now are agreements based on direct contracting of the Cubans who are interested. We experienced a slowdown in some of the programs because of the departure of most of the Cubans. So the Cuban Eye Care program at St. Joseph's had to be slowed down. Of the 18 that were manning St. Joseph, 6 of them actually stayed back, and there are others that indicate that they want to. So while we're still doing some screening, what we have had to do is to combine the operations of St. Joseph's with KPH, because we have some of the Cubans at both locations. So it is true that the wait time is a little longer now than what was the case before, and we're going to try and ramp that up. There are some shortages in terms of radiology, some cancer treatment, because we had Cubans both at St. Joseph's and in Montego Bay, and we're actively trying to recruit. In the meantime, as I had said, we're doing extended hours for those who are on staff. So people are working more sessions and so on, which is not sustainable because double shifts and so on can be a problem. So we have to address the issue. But I think the progress we're making in the other areas with India and so on will address the problem over time.
Thank you.
Anything else?